Folks, this is going to end badly for the buyers. I'll get into that and then the latest home prices and insights for York Region for week ending November 13th, 2024. When we walk through a house with buyers and there's things that they see, things that I see that are questionable or, dodgy renovations, and there's some things that are a little bit funny looking, we'll say. If that's a home that my clients want to put an offer in, I don't need to convince them we need a home inspection. They already know. If they see a renovation of something that just wasn't done right, in their mind they're thinking, what else isn't done right? So it reminds me of the saying, actually, how you see one thing or how you do one thing is how you do everything. So how the sellers did this and fixed this, renovated this, is how they've done the rest of the house. So if there's a problem here, you're going to assume there's more problems elsewhere. So I don't have to convince my buyer clients in those situations that, hey, home inspection would be prudent. Well, not too long ago, we went into a house with a buyer client, and it was the opposite. It was absolutely stunning. Right from the curb, right from outside, beautiful landscape. There was patterned concrete all the way around, not just a little bit, but big, wide. The whole backyard was beautifully landscaped. You go into the home, it really was stunning. Beautiful renos. You can tell that walls were removed and just opened up, and it was tastefully done, beautiful design. My clients absolutely loved the house. And I was impressed with how the house looked. They had the best appliances you could think of. Even the decoration and the way it was staged and organized, like it just looked really, really nice. A home you could be proud of to own from the bottom, main floor to the top. Stunning. The whole home was done. My clients wanted to put in an offer. So as we're going through and I'm talking about the offer and the different components, we get to the conditions. And yes, we had a financing condition. When I spoke about home inspection condition, my client's attitude was, what for? It's so beautiful. It's like perfect. It's a whole different attitude when we see things in the home that are dodgy, dodgy renovations, for example. It's easy. The client knows, oh yeah, we need a home inspection. I'm not sure what's going on here. Well, with this home, the client's attitude was a bit different. My client's attitude was, it's stunning. You can tell the whole thing is renovated top to bottom. Why do we need a home inspection? We talked through that and we put in a home inspection, and wouldn't you know it, so many things came up in the home inspection. There were structural issues, there was water issues, there was all sorts of issues. It surprised me because the sellers had spent a ton of money in updating this home. And they were the kind of issues that were not, just a little turn of a screw here or just patch that up there. They were expensive issues that my clients, even with the price reduction, didn't want to get into. It was just beyond their scope of what they personally would feel comfortable dealing with. So we backed out of that deal. That home sold not too much longer later to another set of buyers I had no whatsoever relationship with. But, on MLS, I could see that the home sold. I could see the price that it sold at. And I believe the price is not in anywhere near conducive of dealing with the actual issues that are in the home. And I'm just guessing those buyers were mesmerized by the home the way my clients were, and those people did not put in a home inspection condition. And those buyers now at some point are going to be in for a whole lot of financial hurt because they didn't do a home inspection. So when I said earlier, how you do one thing is how you do everything, that's true when you see issues with the home just on the surface and think, what else is maybe, there that we're not seeing, and you do a home inspection. That rule doesn't apply when everything it seems perfect, because it'll fail you, that saying, and you'll can find yourself in a position where, yeah, everything looks awesome, but maybe they're not. Look, folks, today there's way less pressure and buyers competing. You have the opportunity to do your proper due diligence when you're buying. You should be taking full advantage of that. Doesn't matter what the house looks like. Doesn't matter if it's brand new. We've seen issues with brand new homes that were just closed on, were just delivered to the buyers. We've seen issues with those. So take your time, do the proper due diligence. It's better to do that than to be sorry later that you didn't. If you think this video can help somebody you know, please pass it along. If you get value from what we're talking about, subscribe. If you want to speak with me about your real estate situation, selling, buying, it's really simple. There's a link to my calendar here, another one below this video in the description. Click on that, book a time that's convenient for you, and we'll talk about whatever's on your mind. Now, let's get into the York Region numbers. Here we go, folks. York Region, we're focused on the detached market only, and we're going to zero in on Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham. Here's a quick summary going back for 3 months. Let's start off with Vaughan. Again, detached properties for week ending November 13th. 33 detached properties were sold. The last 3 or 4 weeks, sales have been pretty similar. 33, 30, 32, 28. So for 4 weeks or so, pretty consistent, around 30. 5 of these detached properties sold at $2 million or more. Average sold price, way down from the previous week. We're now at $1,557,000. Look, these swings up and down on a weekly basis is nothing new when we're talking about York Region and detached properties. Although we remove from the data the outliers, the $20 million, $10 million properties, still, when sales are this low, so few sales, you still get, extra properties selling in one side versus the other price point. You get these fluctuations in average sold price. So what we're looking for are trends. Compared to last year, 1,557 is 8% lower year over year. The median price is 4% lower. The dotted line, that's a 4-week moving average. And even though it smoothens out the peaks and valleys, still, when you get these numbers that are kind of way out of whack, it still moves the line differently. So what's happening with prices? I would say prices, depending on the price point and what you're looking at, and now I'm speaking more from my experience working with buyers or sellers, I can tell you that prices are pretty much flat. Some price point, maybe prices a little bit up, others down, but overall for the fall market, prices have been pretty much flat in Vaughan across the board. 33 were sold, 45%, so 15 of those sold at list price or more. 71 were listed. Active listings is starting to come down a bit. Months of inventory has been trending down for a little while now, for about 4 or 5 weeks. We're sitting at 3.3 months of inventory. So if we draw a line, well, what we say is between 3 to 5 months of inventory is a balanced market. This is just on the other side into the balanced market phase. So you're going to experience both. You're going to experience a somewhat of a seller's market in some areas and a balanced market in other areas. That's Vaughan. Let's look at Richmond Hill. 14 detached properties were sold. 5 were at $2 million or more. Average sold price, not too far off from last week. We're now at $1,823,000. 1823 is 2% higher than where we were this time a year ago. The median price is 8% lower. Median price really dropped. 14 we said were sold. 29% sold at list price or more. Active listings is coming down. Listings look like they were trending up, but this week they dropped right down to 39. And months of inventory way up there at 6.6 months of inventory. Looks like months of inventory is starting to climb now, but way up there at 6.6 months of inventory. Here's Markham. 28 detached properties were sold, which is pretty consistent what we've been seeing over the last 4 weeks. 7 were at $2 million or more. Average sold price, if we just focus on October, 4, 5, 6 weeks, looks like average sold price is starting to go up. Depending on where you want to look. I mean, if you want to look at the beginning of the year over here in the spring market, we're down from the spring market, but prices came down. Now looks like they're starting to go up. Average price is $1,767,000. I don't even remember if I told you that number. So 1,767 is 4% higher year over year. The median price is 2% higher. 28 were sold, more than half, 54% sold at list price or more. Markham, between Vaughan, Richmond Hill, and Markham tends to be the more aggressive market. So when we say 54, half, that's pretty consistent. We got 60, 65, 50, 52. When things are maybe falling off a bit, they're still at 45 and 40% selling at list price or more. Listings are trending down. Active listings trending down. Months of inventory below the balanced market threshold. We're at 2.8 months of inventory. Pretty consistent over the last 4 weeks. Here's a quick summary. Things are all over the market is a little bit all over the place. If you want to generalize it, you could say, yeah, it's pretty much a balanced market when it comes to detached properties across York region. But this is Vaughan is kind of borderline. Markham is kind of on the other side of borderline, more in the seller's market. Richmond Hill's way up here in a buyer's market. There's a lot to experience. Price point, home type is a big factor, and the community around the home you're thinking of, whether you're buying or you're selling, what's happening there right now is really the most important metric if you're looking to buy or sell. Thanks for watching. Have an awesome day.